You made me listen to an album. You say, "Yo, make sure you listen to the album, so we're gonna critique it on the show." I'm so upset with you.
Yeah.
What, Futures?
Bruh.
That shit was hot. What are you talking about?
So it's double-sided to me, okay? Those were it was a 2-volume record.
Yeah.
You should have told me this to bypass volume 1.
Oh.
Because what happened is,
It got better at 2.
well, and see, this is I don't know if this is musical growth on his part, or if it's just him getting out just what he wants to get out. He's having fun doing what he does. Because that whole volume 1, I was just, I don't know. I was laughing at it because it's like, is this nigga on some rock star singing shit? Like, wifey, like, he sound depressed. I was like, I don't know if he depressed, but the shit he's saying is funny. Like,
Man,
but it's just a whole bunch of.
Hey, that first joint, I really like. I don't even know if it's considered hip hop. That first joint on the
I don't
album.
think Volume 1 is hip hop at all, except for that track with Jericho on it.
Yeah,
J. Cole.
So we talking about We Still Don't Trust You, Future and Metro's album. That first joint, We Still Don't Trust You. I like that joint with The Weeknd. I like that joint.
Weeknd is all over that album.
Yeah, and I like that joint. He has some joints. I like Jealous. Jealous was dope.
Like I said, I'm not sure if this is growth on his part or he's just out here having fun doing what he wants to do now. Like he's at that point of his career where he could just do whatever the fuck it is he wants to do. And that's what I think that Volume 1 was. He was doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. He just having fun. The Volume 2 shit, that's Future. That's the Future I know. I was appreciating that shit. You know what I mean? Trapped out, had niggas all up there, dope beats. You know what I mean? Like, took it back to the streets. That's the Future I'm used to. But the Volume 1, it's like, I don't know if it's growth. I don't know what it was, but maybe I was expecting something else.
I don't know, because there was some joints on Volume 1 that I really fucked with. Like I said, I liked We Still Don't Trust You. I love Jealous. That joint was hot.
The Beat It joint was funny. You know what I mean? Like, the beat right. Like, like I said, I can't get into him singing, I guess.
Yeah.
Or whatever that is.
I mean, I get it. I'm not a huge Future fan, so whatever he presents, I can listen to it with an objective mindset.
I like Future, though. So it's like when I hear him in that context, it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's still like, ugh.
I get it. So, I mean, it was a lot to digest. For those that don't know, Future's album he dropped with Metro Boomin, We Still Don't Trust You.
And shout out to J. Cole, because this nigga bodies everything he touches.
Except Kendrick at his own festival.
Oh, God.
Come on, dog. We're not.
Just call it how. He got to sleep at night, so he got to give Kendrick a pass, you know? Without giving Kendrick a pass, J. Cole would need his little pap machine and all that shit. But Future and Metro Boomin's album is a lot to digest. It is 25 songs. It is an hour and 28 minutes back to back. And it is 2 discs. Why do artists still do disc? Like, are we supposed to have 2 fucking CDs?
Maybe it's a nostalgia type feel.
Yeah. I guess he's trying to separate it and say, okay, this is my experimental shit on disc 1. This is all the shit I was on doing shrooms.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the volume is, I don't even.
What?
It's as the guy. It's so worldly. All they do is talk about drug use, women, massage. You know what I mean? Just regular shit, but just in a sing song. You know what I mean? A more singing type of Future version. That's
ain't nothing wrong with that.
And it's like he's telling jokes while he does it. That's why I'm like, the shit is cool, but it's just different. I couldn't really get into it because it's so different from this nigga.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. That's kind of the gift and curse of being a Future fan. When you're like expecting a certain amount of music to come from them, anything that differs from that is going to disappoint you. And in Future's case, I'm not a huge Future fan. I mean, I'll listen to him when a DJ spins him in the club or whatever, but, you know, I'm not somebody who normally seeks his music out on my own. So when I heard this album, you know, I didn't have an expectation for it. I didn't expect it to be bad. I didn't expect it to be good. I just expected it to be Future. So when I heard it, some of them joints like I can accept it. Like I don't know if you like Jealous, but that was like my favorite song so far that I can remember from the album. And it was dope to me. That's why I was like, I didn't know what you were talking about. This one was pretty dope. This too just had it had a couple tracks on there I fuck with, but it just seemed like there was more filler on this too. Well, actually, I take that back. There was more filler on this one.
It was more. I was about to say, just it's something, and like it's probably just my expectations and what I was expecting. That's all.
Kelly, did you hear the album?
I heard different songs. I didn't like listen to the whole thing though.
Well, what did you think about what you heard?
I mean, it's Future.
Yeah,
no, I like Future, so I vibe with it.
Like One Big Family, nigga, I was cracking up. One Big Family, I was like, yo, this nigga's basically talking about polygamy, yo.
Yeah.
Like this nigga's having a ball making music, nigga, and it's like he's telling jokes or having humor in the songs, nigga. Like
it's just what Future's good for, you know, making shit funny.
And shout out to The Weeknd. I am a Weeknd fan. I'm not gonna lie. I do like The Weeknd.
Yeah, he's cool.
But he's all over the album too, though, and that's why. Because when he comes in, it's like, okay, now I can hear Weeknd, I can hear that. But when I don't know, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. I still am.
What's wrong?
I just like Volume 2 better than Volume 1.
Uh-huh. I like Volume 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't heard Volume 2 enough times to really differentiate. I purposely played Volume 2 like later today when I was walking just to hear the separation between the two albums. And I just didn't hear enough of it to say
and Volume 1 is more rhythmic. It's like a R&B type.
It's more of a vibe.
Yeah, it's just a different type of vibe. Just a completely different vibe than Volume 2 to me when I listen to it.
No, I get what you're saying, and like I said, I understand where you're coming from as a fan of Future, but you know, like I said, as not being a fan of Future, it's easier for me to just accept whatever it is he was trying to do. And
so basically, do you want to hear the nigga sing about doing drugs, or would you rather
do you want to hear him rap
about doing drugs? Like
it's just whatever vibe I'm on. I get why I get how you can vibe the Future, like because it's like the more and more liquor I get in me, the more and more he makes sense when I'm listening to him.
And it's the music. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you don't even understand everything the nigga's saying, but the melody in the song, you're already just like,
or you get on the level that he on, you start to understand.
Interesting. Well, I thought it was a pretty good album. We're going to see how it affects the streets. I'm pretty sure you'll hear some of these songs in the club, whether it's the dance nightclub or the strip club. You will be hearing some of these songs from these albums. Women will get pregnant to this album and abort the child to this album. So that's what.
You could have left that last one out.
Well, I'm just saying,
you could have left that
if you're going to abort your child, you need a soundtrack to it.
And Future's that soundtrack?
Yeah, I play Future and I play Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Just to add some insult to injury. But we're going to keep it moving right along. I can feel the piercing stare of Kelly cutting through my skin.